Hello everybody, my name is Steph and today we'll be talking about the After Effects tracker. In fact, this is the first video of 4 videos I'll be doing, all of them on various functions of the After Effects tracker. So the first one will be on tracking the camera, followed by tracking motion, the warp stabilizer, as well as stabilize motion. All very cool features, and I'll talk about each one of them in separate videos. But to kick things off, indeed it'll be the track camera thingamajigger that makes awesomeness happen really easily in After Effects. It's a really easy way to get your own 2D flat planes, images, whatever, into a CG scene or something you filmed. So yeah, it's very awesome. Let's do it. So good. And here we are again in After Effects. I'll be working with 2 pieces of footage today. This little condo walk around thing of my kitchen / bar area, and some footage of the parking lot structure underground thing I took. Amazing, I know, but it will provide the basis for what we need to do and the appropriate challenges that we need to solve in order to do it. So, condo, little camera walk around thingy. I'm not going to take the entire thing because I don't want this thing to be solving forever, so maybe we'll set the end point here. And once we come to the other side, I'll set the out point. Very nice. All right, create a new comp. Bring it out there because it's not an asset no more. And there it is. Amazing, I know. Trimmed footage. Pretty awesome. Okay, tracker. It is in Effects and Presets as a plugin. It's also under Window. You hit tracker right there, it'll bring up this fun guy over here. And if you select your layer, you hit track camera. And it does its magic, and this is honestly magic. It'll just do this, make it happen quite quickly. As you can see, it's going up pretty quickly. I have a decently fast machine though. Quad. Let's see. Quad core i7, yeah, 2.6 gigahertz, so it's the Retina display Mac. So it's pretty good. Churn through this pretty quickly. This is a 1080p piece of footage. So we'll just let that finish up here. Awesome sauce. All right. Render track point so we can see what's going on. There it is. So this thing is generating its own track points, which is amazing because back in the day you had to do all this manually. So if we look in here, we've got an average error of about 1.3 pixels, which is pretty good. Let me just go through these options here before I continue anyway. So analyze, cancel, that makes sense. Shot type, fixed angle of view, or variable zoom, so you can give it some information there to work with. You can also specify an angle of view. I've not played with that too much. I don't know if it makes things faster. I would envision that it does. And that would be the horizontal angle of view. Show track points, 3D solved. These guys right here, which I need to select that to get to. There we go. Track point size, so that's that right there. Target size, that's yeah, the bullseye. How big the bullseye is. Make it nice and small if we want to. You can hardly see anymore. Actually, you can't. Create camera. Once this is solved, we'll actually create the camera for this track. So you'll be able to view the scene through that camera then and add elements or whatever. They should all line up nicely. Solver method, auto detect, typical, mostly flat scene, tripod, pan. So auto detect, pretty straightforward. Typical, that I guess would be something like what we've got here. It's not a flat scene because there is some parallaxing going on. You know, things are moving faster than other things, kind of like here, for example. You know, we're revealing the area behind it. And there's a bit of a pan too, so I guess it's a mix. So that would be typical. And it didn't use indeed typical here. It figured that out and went typical. And then we've got these 2 little pieces of info here and 2 more buttons here. So detailed analysis, don't know too much about that, but I would envision that it simply churns through the pixels more and maybe reduces the error. And hide warning banner. So that I believe is sometimes these solves will fail because there's not enough information. So you'll get a little thing that's across your footage that says no dice, sir. So you can just hide that, I guess. All right. Average error of 1.3 pixels is pretty good. if I wanted to improve this, I would try to find some points that maybe aren't so useful, in what would be my humble opinion. And there's a lot of things for this thing to catch on to here, so it's hard to say what isn't all that useful, but well, let's try to get rid of this one here. So that actually increased the average error. But what can happen is that you can kill some of these and, oh yeah, don't want that. You can kill some of these and what will happen is it'll actually improve the quality or the average error because they weren't that precise to begin with. So yeah, there we go. Amazingness. Okay, so how would you work with these points? How would you get some stuff in here? Let's do that. So you can select these things. You can also select them like that as well and shift select. And these bullseyes, what they are is they're basically showing you the plane that these points are creating. So if I want to get this surface right here, I probably want to grab something like that, and that. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's pretty good. That looks pretty much dead on. So once you've got this guy that you want to create your thingy on, go create text and camera. There's a bunch of options there, but we're going to use text for now. And so it's created the camera. It's created this piece of text here. The camera, I believe I'm already looking through that. Yeah, active camera. Text, there we go. Scale it up a bit. Maybe bring it to the center of this thing. Let's not let that happen again. Lock that layer. And wowza amazingness. So good. How sweet is that? Color burn. There we go. Let that render out. Look at that, glorious. So easy. Hard to argue with this tracker, it's pretty awesome. Obviously, this being a camera move in real life, there's going to be some motion blur. The shutter is open, I think, for 1/50th of a second here for each frame. So we'll just add some motion blur to this guy as well, the text there, and that should help seal the deal. And that's it. It's in. Pretty awesome. And you can see, like, if we go to top view here, zoom out a bit, there's the camera move, and it's basically pathing out what I did to achieve that particular shot. And I guess the bar will be right around here. It's pretty awesome. So I can add whatever I want in here, do whatever I like, and get it to fit in this scene. And this is a very good solve. You don't always get this. 1.3 pixels is pretty awesome for a 1080p piece of footage. So yeah, that is the easy example. We're going to do a little bit of a harder example now. All right, for our next scene, what we're going to do is take this footage that I got right here, this parking lot. I'm actually using stabilized footage that I stabilized in After Effects, which I'll talk about in a later how-to video, because the original footage was really jerky. So let's make a new thing out of that. So it's all nicely pre-composed and so on and so forth. So here's our footage. Let's get that tracker in there. Now let it analyze. And now I'm going to skip this for the benefit of not boring you guys with this screen right here, and start back up when it's done. Okay, number crunching finished. Let's have a look at the solve here. We've got 1.37 pixels average error. Not amazing, but not too shabby either. Pretty happy with those kind of numbers usually for this sort of resolution. So if I wanted to stuff something on this wall here, or this wall, or that pillar, or whatever, it would be difficult because these points are not aligning to the various corners of the walls. So, you know, After Effects is just grabbing whatever it can sort of track. So So you're left with a bit of a jumble here. So you really have to self-align everything in this case. And what I want to do here is actually make some smoke come out of this fun guy right down there. So I've got some smoke footage here. Amazing smoke footage from Action Essentials by Video Copilot. Pretty awesome library. So we'll throw that in there. Make it a 3D object. Let's switch our camera view to top here. And I'm actually going to create the camera from that. So there's our camera. And our smoke. I'll just move it down there because that's where it's going to sort of be. And we'll switch back to camera view. Okay. That's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. Okay. Just align this guy up. So this is by no means perfect. It's sliding a little bit, fortunately. See how it moves. It's definitely sliding a little bit. So that could be because of the position of this thing in 3D space. So if we move it back a bit and scale it up, see how it is now. Doesn't seem to be sliding quite as much. So I'm actually gonna, you know what, we'll do it like this. I'm gonna soften out the edges a little bit so it looks a little bit more realistic. 30, 50 pixels. Let's see here. Whoops. Okay. How does that look? Well, that's pretty good. It's not bad at all. So what you could go and like do at this point is, if you're really not happy with the solve, you can go in here and kill some of these points, some of the ones that seem that they're a little bit, they're not really anchored to much. Like this one doesn't seem to be anchored to all that much. And if we get rid of it, what does it do? Oh, 1.37 pixels still. Well, let's get rid of a little bit of cluster here. This guy, and let's say that guy. There we go, 1.14 pixels, look at that. So that should be quite a bit cleaner now. So we can create a new camera from that. Get rid of the old one. And this got offset completely as a result. It's even upside down, Jesus. Okay, negative 155. Beauty. It's going the other way now, but whatever. The smoke's traveling to the left as opposed to the right. But that's fine. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, there we go. Let's RAM preview that. There. Appropriately nasty looking parking underground garage thingamabobber. And when you're done, you just throw in some grade or something, do a little coloring, tweak it a bit, and have yourself a fun old time making things look great. This is my more meticulously handled footage here, or final result rather. So yeah, the 3D tracker, pretty awesome piece of tech you can put in your toolbox and pull out whenever you need to. Enhance your scenes or do visual effects or whatever it is you need to do in record time. It's really quite amazing how far this technology has come in the last half a decade to a decade or so. Glorious. So that's it. That's the After Effects tracker for tracking the camera. I'll be doing 3 more videos on this stuff. The After Effects tracker, as I mentioned before, it's pretty awesome, pretty exciting. Anyway, let me know what you think of this video below. If you like it, if you don't, I want to know. And subscribe, if you're on the channel page. Or yeah, to me, because I'm awesome. And that's about it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.